Hey there, hi there, ho there, sports and Duran fans. Okay, so first off, I did some makeup for this one, Mr. Rhodes, just for you, in honor of yours and Wendy Bevan's Astronomia project and my synopsis of it for everybody that can't access Sirius XM. So this is to denote the blue of the skies, white fluffy clouds, glitter. I hope you can see it, and black for the dark depths of outer space. Okay, so yes, so I hope you like my Astronomia makeup rendition here for tonight. I just threw it on. So literally, so I'm trying to switch around here. Oh, I think the light is better that way. Oh, yeah, now you can see the glitter. So I hope the lighting is okay on this video. It seems to be fading in and out, but anyways, here we go. So just a few moments ago, the interview with Lindsay Parker, I believe her name is, from Sirius XM. She does a show called Volume West, and Mr. Rhodes and Wendy Bevan on the Astronomia project. It is pronounced Astronomia, I guess. I've been pronouncing it Astronomia, but I think it's tomato, whichever you prefer. So, yes, they were talking about that. So, this is what I got for you. As many of you may know, there are 4 albums in the Astronomia project, and they're each going to be released on the equinox of the seasons of this year. So the first one was released on spring equinox, which was March 20th. The next one will be released on June 20th, which is summer equinox or summer solstice, and also John Taylor's birthday. I'm sure we all know. And Nick has also been working. This is going to be skipping around just as they talked about things. So Nick is also going to be working on, or has been working on Wendy Bevan's solo album, which is also going to be coming out late this year, first quarter of next year, according to Mr. Rhodes. And there's the 10 Commandments of concert going, which I will get to at the end, I guess, even though it came on before Nick and Wendy came on. I thought that was kind of interesting too, since we're going to be returning to concerts sooner than later here. But let's get back to Nick and Wendy for now. So, my question, if I can ever get an answer, is who's posting on the Astronomia Instagram account, Astronomia, and who's making those cool videos that we're seeing? Because we found out from Mr. Rhodes tonight that they will be posting a video clip for each song, I believe he said, each week. The first one that we got this week of Pandora and Prometheus. If you've been paying attention to Astronomia Volumes, I always want to say Astronomia Files. Astronomia Volumes on Instagram at Astronomia Volumes. So check that out if you haven't, because it's a really cool video. And I actually reposted it to my wall, and it goes with the song Prometheus, Pandora and Prometheus. Okay, so Nick said, so these were some questions that were asked by Lindsay Parker. How did all of this come about with Nick and Wendy collabing, which was actually a question that I had too. So Nick said that it first started a couple of years ago, working on Wendy's solo album, and that they would remotely work back and forth, Wendy in Los Angeles, because she relocated to Los Angeles, even though she is from England, and Nick remaining in England. That's sort of how they the creation of the Astronomia project came to be. They were introduced by a mutual friend who I think saw they had a lot of common interests in music, fashion, cultural things, I guess. And yeah, so they were introduced and they kind of hit it off, I guess. And Wendy needed somebody to work with. And so I think Nick suggested, well, let's try a day in the studio, because as a friend of his used to say, if you don't go, you'll never know. Keep that in mind with me, Mr. Rhodes. So they tried a day in the studio together. It worked out, and the rest is history. So Wendy said, oh, because Lindsay Parker asked if they were trying to keep the whole project sort of on the down low on purpose, because she had just heard about it yesterday or something when she got an email from her publicist, or their publicist, that this album was, or this project was in actually a reality, and I guess they were all going to be talking together about it. Of course, fans, if you've been paying attention, as I have known that they've been working together for a while. So, Wendy said they didn't know where their creative work was going with this, which is why they didn't officially announce the Astronomia project as a formal project further ahead from the release on March 20th. Nick said, so again, skipping around, Nick said the fall of Saturn is themed around the sadness of what we've all been going through with the pandemic, and that there may be some light and hope on the other side of it. Definitely. And Nick said Astronomia is about emotions, creating a mood, and atmosphere. It's atmospheric, obviously. Many of us have gotten to listen to it now. It is on Spotify, and you can actually purchase it digitally on Amazon as well. And then they're going to be coming out with a 4-album vinyl set of all of the albums in December. But many of us already have, and if you don't know, you can listen to it on Spotify or purchase it digitally on Amazon. It's amazing music. I will not tell a lie. I have not listened to every single song yet, but all of the ones that I have heard, I love, and I'm listening to them as much as I can when I can. It's sort of busy these days sometimes. So, then Nick was talking about Giorgio Moroder because Lindsay asked, I think, what it was like to work with him or something. I was listening to what was being said, so I was just jotting down quickly. So, Giorgio Moroder, Nick said he's a maestro. I think we've all heard Nick talk about Giorgio Moroder before, and we know how much he admires him. He's a personal hero of Nick's, a lovely human being, and definitely creative, sharp as a wit. Music creation, and that music creation has nothing to do with age. It's about taste, and I'm going to say etc. because as I said, I was listening. I wasn't writing down verbatim everything that was being said. I was listening more. So I didn't write down exactly what he said, but he did say, in reference to Giorgio Moroder, who has been around forever, that musical creation is not about age, it's about taste and a few other things. And I'm sorry I missed that part. But, I know that this show is going to be up for a while. So if you have access to Sirius XM, you can listen to it for yourself. This is for everybody who doesn't. It's a brief synopsis. So 13 tracks per album on each album of the Astronomia project. And as I mentioned, they're going to be doing a video clip that they'll upload for each song once a week, like they did for Pandora and Prometheus this week, which I love. I love that video and I love that song. And I want to know who does the videos. Is it you, Mr. Rhodes? I like to think it's Nick, so maybe I can get some confirmation on that. I'm going to ask Wendy Bevan. Maybe she'll tell me. She's kind of nice about chatting back sometimes. And Nick did say that he loves projects that develop like that. So they've made the music and now they've created an account to promote it on, and they're uploading video clips each week, and he loves projects that develop like that. And I have to agree, I do too. And so I was gonna say I sort of do stuff like that myself, like the whole whoosh thing that I'm doing, the whoosh reviews each week. It's sort of like that. I'm kind of going as I go along and adding new things each week. So that's what it reminded me of when Nick said that, and I totally agree. I like that too, Mr. Rhodes. The evolution of a project. So Lindsay Parker asked if their show at Kennedy Space Center inspired this project. The answer that I gleaned from that, even though it wasn't a direct no, was a no. And I didn't think that they would. I think they're two different complete things. Nick was saying what a thrill it was playing in the Rocket Garden in front of the rockets at NASA before the launch. I think it was. I wish I'd been able to make that concert. And I believe they were not, it was not inspired. This project with Wendy Bevan was not inspired by that. They're two separate things. But Nick did say about the Astronomia project that they were pouring out, him and Wendy were pouring out what they felt about what was going on in the world and related to the pandemic and everything, and found the link of the universe, the theme of the universe through all of it. I think the way Nick put it was that the universe was their key to it, which was cool. So, the other albums of Astronomia are recorded. It's not so much about seasons, but atmosphere, even though they're going to be, because Lindsay asked if each album was going to be kind of themed around the season that it was released on the equinox of, and basically not. It's more about atmosphere and emotions, I believe Nick said. And the next album title, we did get the next album title for oh, and I have to look that up, for Astronomia, which is going to be released on summer solstice, June 20th. Oh, I mentioned that, which is John's birthday. And it's going to be called The Rise of Lyra, which I think is so beautiful. I think Lyra is spelled Lyra. I'm going to look that up because Lindsay Parker did ask a question, which I'm glad she did because I wasn't familiar with it either, of what the reference Lyra is. And Nick said to look it up. And he gave a little bit about it, but not really much. So he said instead of explaining everything, he wants people, to unravel it themselves. So I am going to look up Lyra, The Rise of Lyra, and I'll make another short little video snippet for that. I meant to do that before I started this video, but I forgot. Oh, and Nick's voice sounded so beautiful when he said The Rise of Lyra. He just sounded so beautiful, like he always does, but there was a definite emotive lilt in his voice when he said that, and it was gorgeous. So, let me see. Something that Wendy said, which was very beautiful about the album as well, is they wanted to leave room to dream within the universe that they've made. So what she's saying is they want people in regards to it being open to people's interpretations as well, the songs and what they're about and what they make each individual person feel. And the way she put that was they wanted to leave room for people to dream within the universe that they'd made. And I thought that was so beautiful too. Very eloquently and beautifully said, Miss Wendy Bevan. So again, Wendy Bevan's solo album that Nick has been working on too is going to be out late this year, first quarter of next year, according to Mr. Rhodes. He said he's very proud of his parts on it. Of course, I know I will be too. And he described it as unusual and transcendent. And he feels, this is what he said, that an album should be a body of work that feels like it belongs together, intertwined. And that's what he said Wendy's solo album does achieve, and how he described it. Mr. Rhodes very vehemently denounced generic music, that there's so much out there of these days. He hates it, which we all know. I do too. And he wishes that what he said was that he wishes that there were a suction machine to suck it all up. That was cool and funny. And let me see. Oh, Lindsay Parker did try to get more information on Duran Duran's release date of their next album. Not much luck there, not a lot of luck, but she tried. And Nick said how very much they're looking forward to performing live again, hopefully this year, and that at this point he would go and see anyone live because he would like to see a live show so much. He didn't put it that way, but that's basically what he was saying. He really misses going to see live shows and of course performing them. So they're really looking forward to that. And he said it's such a big part of our lives, such a the word that I scrawled here, I can't read, but it's such a significant part of our lives, music and live music. And his email was going off as usual. So for those of you who have VIP memberships for the fan community, you may note that in some of Nick's interviews with Katy, his email is going off a lot in the background. And it was happening again here. And I loved it. It made me laugh and smile. Mr. Rhodes and his eternal email bing. So, Mr. Rhodes, if they did make I think they've made Duran Duran dolls before, way back in the day. If they did make, and of course we have the Funko Pops, but if they did make another set of Duran Duran dolls, like action figures, yours would come with a little recording of your email bing, bing, bing. It's so cool. I love it. I know it kind of annoys Katy. I remember she said you could turn your email off, but you told her you didn't want to. And I was so glad you told her you didn't want to, Mr. Rhodes, because I don't want you to either. I like it. Hearts. I can't do a heart shape. What? Hearts and love. Just pretend the other part is there. Hearts and love because I'm holding my phone for your email sound. And so I think that was it. So I'm going to look up the rise of Lyra and see exactly what that means. And I'll make this another short little video for you guys for that. And then tomorrow night, Simon and Katy are going to be on with Lindsay Parker on her Volume West show on Sirius XM. That's channel 106 on Sirius XM. Volume West with Lindsay Parker. If you want to check that out tomorrow night, right before Whoosh, which starts at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can figure out the rest of your time zones from there. And Simon and Katy are going to be chatting with Lindsay right before Whoosh for a while, and I'll give you a rundown of that too tomorrow. So I'm off to look up the rise of Lyra. God, you sounded so beautiful when you said that, Mr. Rhodes, and you always sound so beautiful. It was wonderful to hear from my Mr. Rhodes and Wendy Bevan about this new Astronomia project and a bit about the new Duran Duran stuff and the new Wendy Bevan solo album, which Mr. Rhodes has also worked on. And wow, I got this whole thing done in one video. I figured out a way to clear out a bunch of space in my phone. So I'm excited about that. And I don't remember exactly what it is, but I'm going to have to do it again soon. So I'll have to look it up again. But thank you very much. I hope you liked the synopsis. This is for everybody that does not have access to Sirius XM. And I know that there are many of you out there. So I hope you tune into my channel. I promo it on my social media. That's Prudence Black at Prudence Black, PRUDENCEBLAK on Instagram. And I also post a link on Duran Duran's Wall Weekly for my new review under their Whoosh post, and on their Twitter as well under their Twitter Whoosh post, so you can find it that way. And it's free. Oh, there we go. Nice light. It finally came back. I think that makeup looks cool. I like it. So all for you, all inspired by you, Mr. Rhodes. And so, and my YouTube channel is called Franny Rhodes, and I'm going to post this video there now, and then I'll put up a link for it. And anyways, find the channel, follow the link, subscribe, like if you do, tell your friends, and yeah, for everybody that can't access Sirius XM, anything, we'll always whoosh every week, and then anything else Duran related, like this tonight, I will also be posting about. So I think, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, that's it for now. I felt like I wanted to say something else, and I can't remember what it is, except I love you, my Mr. Rhodes. Always. And I loved hearing from you tonight. And Wendy Bevan, she's fabulous. And thank you, Lindsay Parker, for doing that, Sirius XM. And I'm about to go post it now. So check it out. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll be back with my Rise of Lyra video as well. Bye for now.